And now I'll be passing it over to Woody, who will be talking about finances.
Thank you, Malia. So, for our $100,000 budget, we plan on investing 65% of it on our assets. Our assets will include our lockers, customized software, and our website. Also, 11% of our budget will be allocated towards our estimated startup expenses, leaving us with $24,000 in cash that we plan on using to finance our operating costs. Our revenue is split into three: rental revenue, commission, and advertisement. Here is an illustration describing that the majority of our revenue will be generated from both commissions and rental revenue. Also, here's another breakdown of our operating costs. It is clear that both rent, salaries, and wages are both our highest cost. To link both our revenue and our operating cost, we came up with a summarized income summary to show that we do not generate a positive net income in our three projected years. However, we do generate a positive net cash flow in our third projected year. To give you a better picture of our financial standings, we decided onto illustrating with our projected working capacity. The red line describes the 80% working capacity that we seek to achieve in order to break even. Another illustration is a direct comparison between the required customers we need to break even and the projected customers that we will serve in the three projected years. To summarize all of this, Easy Exchange is a simple, unique, feasible project that will generate a positive net cash flow in its third projected year, and we are confident that our service will generate a positive net income from this point onwards. Now I'll bring it back to Jacob to wrap it up.
So what we decided to do for our action plan is we decided to launch it on the 1st of July. The reason for this is because the way school works in Waterloo is that there's no actually summer for some students because of how their semesters lay out because of co-op and everything. So what we decided is that there will only be a limited amount of students during that time. So on the 1st of July, that gives us a 2-month soft launch period where students are able to use our services before all the students come back on the 5th of September. As for our growth and our expansion, we hope that we can dominate smaller markets, therefore growing into a bigger and bigger market as we grow with the products. Also, we want to design an application in the future that will help us monitor everything, and also it'll help our user-friendly site become even more user-friendly. And that's everything. Thank you.
So I have a couple questions to start. First question relates to your sales. So you have rental revenue between 15 and 20,000 and commissions between 16, and I have no idea what you moved too fast, I didn't see what it was. But regardless, what I'm wondering is how many student transactions does that actually work out to per year? Or how did you come out with that sales estimate, I guess?
We actually have a slide. So essentially, we expect that we would earn $11 from every single customer that we serve. So multiplying that dividing the number of operating costs by the $11, we need $5,000 in the first year, $4,000 in the projected next 3 years to cover our costs. Does that answer your question?
It does. So that's about 3% of the total market in year one to break even then?
Essentially.
Okay.
But that is only 3% of the target market.
Right, yes.
We concentrated upon the university students because they're easy and because of our location and because we can penetrate easily through that.
Okay. I have a couple of operational questions. One is, what's the maximum size of the items that you can actually store in these?
Sorry. So what we checked Kijiji on the average product that's sold amongst university students. We found usually the largest size that we have is usually the size of a desktop. So it's a foot by a foot, the size of all our lockers. And through that, any product that university students usually sell fits within our capacity.
Okay, and so you would, that's the maximum, like there's
Yeah.
no option for a larger one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then my last question, I don't know if you've watched the news lately, but of course, just yesterday, London Police Department announced publicly that they were going to be offering safe extremes places in their parking lot. Did you anticipate that, or what's your contingency plan now that they've announced that?
Well, actually, this proves that our solution is a viable solution, because if the police takes an initiative to do such a thing, it means that it's an actual problem. Just last week, if anybody heard about the Brooklyn teen, the thing is, it's an exchange between a buyer and a seller. The buyer went and had a gun pointed at a guy. He took the product without paying for it. The seller drove back to the car and drawn him over. This is a problem that it's national, might be even international. And just because the police has taken an initiative, it proves that our solution is a viable solution. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I have more, but I'm gonna let you guys ask if we have any. Go ahead.
I just want to ask, you guys consider about eBay as a competitor? Because they also sell the used product on their website.
Yes,
And, and they also they don't have the interactions between the buyer and seller.
yes.
I think their cost is lower than yours.
Actually, for eBay, what we talked about for the technological dependence is people want things, especially used products, so instantaneously that going through eBay and other online sites, it takes such a long time that desire for it is gone. Also, with the online thing, you can't really trust, especially when it's used, you can't really trust that the quality of the product is what it says, especially when the buyer is not as reputable as a corporation would, which normally increases costs. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, but I have one more question. So like eBay, they have I think a policy they can hold buyers funds at least until they trust the quality is okay, and they will give the money to the seller.
But how long would you want to wait for a product that I assume that you need a used product for university students rather instantaneously, right? So
Yeah.
how long would you want to wait for a product that you need in your,
Maybe as soon as possible.
exactly. So that's why our service, because of the location, very convenient to you as the university students across campus within 5-minute bus ride. So that, we capitalize on that instantaneous aspect and that convenience for the student. Does that answer your question?
So you guys mentioned a little bit about one potential problem being turnover taking a long time. So I was just wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on that. Like my personal experience trying to sell things online is sometimes not such a hot topic item that doesn't sell right away. So if you have something sitting in your locker for a long time, what's your do you take it out after a while, or what's your policy on that?
Actually, we researched in Kijiji. It usually takes 3 days to sell the product that we're looking into for university students. So we do have a 3-day rental. So the $525, we get that for the 3-day rental. So if your product doesn't sell within that 3 days, you still pay us the $525. And if you choose to put the product, to keep the product in
So
there,
you keep paying more.
yeah.
It's in there.
Also, people, because they have a charge to sell the product, people would usually be enticed to place a product that has a high turnover rate, so they wouldn't be motivated to sell a product that's not gonna sell, especially when they're paying for it, so they want to receive the revenue for it, I guess.
We have time for one more question.
As you said that you are not making a profit in the next 3 years, so when do you really expect to make a profit?
In our 4th year. Because in our 3rd year, we were very close to cover our operating costs, but we actually covered our cash expenses, leaving us with only the depreciation to cover, in which it actually decreases over the years due to our depreciation strategy.
Okay, so how will you cover the loss that you made in the next 2 years? So like, are you taking a loan or how?
We didn't actually lose any kind of money because of our budget, the $24,000 in cash. So we financed that. We financed that throughout the whole 3 years, and we do have a line of credit lined up in case of anything goes wrong. Does that answer your question? Thank you.
Thank you.